Like everyone, I get asked a lot about when did I start using Blender, and honestly, my story goes kind of like this. I was relatively early in the Blender scene, and I started during the time when 2.78 was the latest version, so I know it's pretty old, right? But the thing is, at the time I was working as an institute teacher, and I barely had enough time in a day, let alone energy to listen to hour-long tutorials. Trust me, those days, for those who didn't know, the tutorials were really very lengthy. But in all fairness, if I want to advise a beginner to learn, I would recommend them lengthy tutorials, as it would give them the right theoretical perspectives to learning Blender. Anyways, my journey began something like that, and had to watch tutorials after tutorials and try it out on my own low-end personal laptop. Sometimes when I didn't carry my laptop from home, I used to work on the office computer, which was pretty low end as well, I would say. This was my first project. Yes, looking at this ceramic cup tutorial brings back memories. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my first renders. Here are some renders I could collect from my Facebook posts and all. As you can tell, my progress was relatively very slow. These days you see a 12-year-old kid who says they learned Blender for 3 months, making unbelievable artwork. Come on. Yeah, if you try to compare yourself with others, there's a chance you might feel pathetic. But anyways, continuing on my journey, I followed tutorials by Andrew Price, aka Blender Guru, Grant Abbott, CG Fast Track, CG Geek, CG Matter, Ducky 3D, and so many others there were. I hope I pronounced the names correctly, and by the way, you can see where my inspiration for CG in my name comes from. So, Druk CG was initially inspired by CG Geek and CG Matter, so kudos to those legends of the Blender community. And of course CG Fast Track, and you might have like a lot, right? I kind of remember Bond CG, who used to do Blender gaming videos, which got removed after the 2.8 or maybe the further updates. Anyways, that's enough shout out. Now here comes the other part. So just when I was gaining momentum and love for creating rather than just learning all the time, then something unexpected happened. My laptop got damaged beyond repair, my work started to overload me with more tasks, and I started boozing a lot. I was drunk all the time. Now I put that life behind me, but to be honest, I have to confess, it just happened this year, so wish me luck. I'm trying to do my best not to go on that path anymore. For at least 6 or 7 months, I was struggling to save up for a new work computer, and being the fool I was, I would not ask anyone for monetary help to buy myself a PC. So time went on and I finally had enough to purchase another laptop. I know people would recommend a PC, but I wanted to work and learn whenever and wherever possible. So I started relearning, and this time I was more excited when Blender's interface got a complete overhaul. As you know, if you're a Blenderhead listening to my story, well, you know exactly what I mean. After the 2.8 update was there, the UI got a complete overhaul, and then it was just amazing, a breeze to work with. Eevee came into Blender, real-time rendering was preview was possible. Before that, if you had to look at how your scene would look, you had to do a short render and then see like how is your objects looking in 2.7 and previous versions. So there on out, I set on a journey, and without more words, here are some of my feeble attempts. In between, I have to say that I did a lot of local and international projects as well, like freelance and subcontract projects. So I was fortunate enough to get all that stuff in between.